The pen is the tool of the journalist. And on this program, we call it pens down because this is where we get journalists and media practitioners to drop their pens. And then they become the newsmakers, not the reporters or the presenters. Here, we look at all that they go through in their line of duty. And we tell you about some of the travails, the high moments, and the challenging time that journalists face in their line of duty. Today,
Yes.
we have traveled all the way to Asia, to the
Okay.
populated country of India. We have
Okay.
a former reporter for China Radio International who was also once a blogger for CNN I Reports. She's worked as a
Okay.
lecturer, teacher, radio news reader, writer, translator, and several other things. Her full profile will be shown to you while we go through this conversation. My guest today, all the way from India, is Nandini Dash. You're welcome to PENSDOWN.
Thanks, Chopano. Thanks for having me.
Right. You are quite a versatile personality with so many interests in various areas, from a teacher to a lecturer and several other things. How did you develop an interest in the media?
Actually, I had an interest from the beginning. From my childhood, I had an interest. Maybe my father's influence on me. He used to write articles for local newspapers,
Mm,
and maybe that was the influence, but I didn't realize that time. But I was
mm,
interested in international affairs, and I used to attend some meetings with him. So it was like for me, maybe that was the background foundation, but that time I didn't realize it. But later on, I had an interest in. That's why I took my major as political science. Even I did
mm,
my master's degree in political science. So you
mm.
can say, yeah, that's it.
Right. You have interest in international politics, the trade conflict between China and Europe, and that of China and the United States, among other things. Uh,
Yes.
these are some of the core things I picked from you when I went researching about you.
Mm-hmm.
Why these
Mm-hmm.
things and not any other thing?
See, these things are the lot in going on international arena,
Mm,
right? Because China is the before USA was the like major power. Everybody
mm,
used to look at USA. Of
yeah.
course, Western world is behind USA or at par with USA. Now, when China, when it is emerging, it is
Mm,
always just the traditional powers. Those who are in power, they don't like it.
mm,
Okay, from China side, maybe their allegation is something else also about this cheap spying everything. So these things are the most important things. Nobody can deny that China is an emerging power.
mm,
At the same time, USA is the established power.
yes.
So also the Western world. So it is like there is the conflict is of course, and their conflict also it has impact all over the world. Take
Mm-hmm,
for instance, it is about Africa. First, China made its diplomatic place in Africa. Now everybody is going to Africa. So at least 50 countries they can get that at UNO. They can get
mm,
the support.
yeah.
So and about yeah. So there are
Right.
many things. Yeah.
You spend some time working in China and
Yes.
you have conversational knowledge in Mandarin, that is basic Chinese.
Yeah.
Um,
Basic.
yes. How did your language challenge come up when you entered China? Was it easy fitting into the society, or you had to quickly find a way of maybe using translators and interpreters to be able to move about?
No, no. Actually, first when I went to China, I entered in China as a student of Chinese language.
Mm,
So I got a scholarship, Chinese government scholarship. So
Okay.
Chinese embassy in China, in
Mm.
India, New Delhi. So through the embassy, I got a scholarship. So first, I was a student in Chinese language, and I was staying in a foreign students' building. So
Okay.
we started learning their Chinese. So
Mm.
it was not that difficult. And first, I could understand foreigners' Chinese Mandarin like me, but not local Chinese people. So we used to make, yeah, that's the truth. So we used to make some language partners.
Mm.
And like that we started. Yes, I had some difficulty first, but I didn't know that without my knowledge I developed my Chinese when I went back to Xi'an. And I came
Mm.
back sometime to Xi'an. Some of my friends told that, oh Nandini, you have improved your Mandarin so much.
Mm.
So it happened, organically. Sometimes it happens. So later it happened when I started working.
Right. Let's talk about your time in journalism, especially for China International Radio. Was
Actually, it was. Yes,
okay,
please
go
go ahead.
ahead. Go ahead.
Actually, I joined. I was working as a localization engineer one place, in one
Okay.
company. Then I joined China Radio International as a part-time news reader and writer.
Okay.
So it was very nice because, yeah, it was nice in the way. If you ask about work-wise, it was good. And because they will give you some topic, and you have to, uh, collect news. Sometimes they also collect news. You have to, it was working with Chinese people. For me it
Mm.
was good. And China Radio, for instance, I never get into any controversial news between India and China. That's why I didn't have any problem about that. So it was okay, yeah.
Right. You were working in the Hindi service at that radio station.
Yes.
What day would you say was the most challenging day for you?
What day was a challenging day for me? Um,
Or was
Actually,
there an
in work,
assignment? Was there an assignment you were once given which became a very challenging assignment in the line of duty?
no, yeah, assignment we used to get, but we
Mm.
used to, my duty was from 3 to 5, 8 p.m.
Okay.
So in that case, I would like to pat my soldier that I never crossed the deadline. I
Okay.
always did my work in time. So
Mm.
yeah.
Right. Let's talk about social media and journalism. How has
Yeah.
social media changed the face of journalism practice?
Yeah, too, I think it has totally changed. Even
Mm.
mainstream media, they are coming to social media. Otherwise,
Yes.
their existence is, so. And for me, I think that it has given, actually, social media has it's a blessing. But
Mm.
few people, they are making it a curse, but it is really blessing. For
Mm.
something, I don't need to go to any mainstream media and request them that, okay, I am capable, and I just, I want to work with you, because sometimes there are going on some corruption, or some people know something like that. No need to go there. If I am giving some value, real fact, then people are coming to social media to read me or watch me or hear me. So it's, but the thing is, we should know our limitations. Just like,
Mm.
spreading misinformation, all those things,
Yes.
we should have our own. Otherwise, social media is extremely powerful.
Mm. Right. You have once been a blogger for CNN I Reports.
Yes, yes.
Tell us about the opportunity. How did you get that opportunity in the first place? And for how long did you do that? What were some of the exciting times you had blogging for CNNI reports?
Yeah. Okay, let me tell. Actually, I was continuously used to watch CNN when,
Okay.
even when I was actually in China. I was
Mm,
teaching in Xi'an International Studies University. Most of the time, my when I used to be in my room, my entertainment time was watching CNN.
mm,
So after that on internet, when I used to come to internet, they used to have some CNN have some surveys,
mm,
so if they will send some surveys, I used to give my opinions, then I used to fill the surveys. So one day I got this from themselves. I didn't know even that they have a CNN I report one place for other people to write on the CNN website.
mm,
So I got an invitation, so I joined it. But let me tell you that CNN I report was, although I was writing, I was not that serious that time, but it
okay.
made me to serious about writing on online space, and
Mm,
polish my writing, how to write in on online space, because they have different categories. So you can write any day on any category. But that thing, another thing is, it helped me that you have to put, nowadays I am posting on internet any photograph, but there you
mm,
have to put a photograph related to your writing, but that
yeah.
should be your original photograph. So I
Mm,
become also a original photographer doing that. So you can
wow.
say that that was my, yeah, like training as a journalist.
Is
Hmm.
journalism an attractive profession within Asia and India particularly?
Hmm. Yes, journalism is. Uh, but mostly, if there journalism, for me, journalism is of two types. Mostly young people, they are quite interested towards journalism as
Mm,
they see the glow of journalism. But doing real journalism, people don't understand after that what you have to do. But yes, of course, it is like people are more, and these days it is more. People are more attracted towards this job.
mm. In Africa, where I am,
Mhm.
social media has empowered ordinary people called bloggers. And a lot of them, it
Mhm.
has made millionaires out of bloggers. But not so many journalists have also become millionaires through social media. Let's look
Mhm.
at the Asia story. Is that the case? Are there journalists who have been able to effectively use social media to change their financial fortunes? Or it is still the same story that journalists are still yet to fully harness the might of social media for their financial advantage?
No, actually, what happens, as I told you before, let's tweak it a little bit.
Mm,
What journalism, if somebody wants to do, if you have a media house, then
mm,
journalist, if you are an independent journalist, you
yeah,
have to work according what the media house wants you to do,
that's right.
right? And they want to be in 24 hours on the channel, and they want to have their existence. They shouldn't have any problem from outside, any political or any other powerful, if they will go against it, they have to see those things.
Mm,
Maybe some journalists, though, who are can they can suitable for that, they are going for that. But others, if they want to do something, to go to the real journalism, it's not misguide the people, but go to reveal something the true, or how to give people the right information.
mm,
Maybe they, if they don't get that place, that platform, then
mm,
they are choosing social media.
mm. You are a believer in lifelong learning. That is for you, life is a school, and we should continue
Yes,
learning
yeah,
and build
yeah,
our
yeah, I'm a
skills
strong.
as we go along. One of the recent certifications you've gotten is from Meta, which is on the Reuters digital journalism training.
Yes.
I want to find out from you. Obviously, for the kind of work you do, you interface with maybe much younger people in various fields. I am
Mm-hmm.
interested in those who may have followed your works in the media and are taking
Mm-hmm.
inspiration from it. What are some of the challenges they bring to your knowledge for either advice or guidance on how to navigate?
See, maybe I don't follow one person, but
Mm,
I think I see many people. So I don't
okay,
want to take one person's name here, because
right.
it is in all, not only in journalism, but
Mm,
in all fields. Yes, age is a factor Because of, I think, ignorance. Once upon a time, there were higher positions they used to be given to experienced people, but now
mm,
things have been changed. Why?
mm,
Because young people, they are doing much earlier.
mm,
So nowadays things are changing, but the mindset, just like we are using AI, but we are not aware about that, and the people are more panic about AI. Instead of thinking that what to do. Likewise, about journalism, this is the thing. So I learned about coming to, starting late. Although I was, maybe I didn't focus on this. Although I was interested in this, but I didn't focus on journalism. And online became a platform to give me
mm,
the time. No matter, I don't believe in age. At any age,
mm,
you can do anything, and especially the time we are living in. So if the thing is, why people say that after certain age people don't do, because after certain age some people, they used to leave their interest in doing certain things. They think that, we want to go towards retirement, not to doing things. But
mm,
this is the, reverse case.
mm,
Nowadays it is the reverse case, and it depends on the person. So I am, of course, strong believer in lifelong learning and doing
mm,
whatever you want to do at any age. If you, and the thing is, nowadays things are changing, like
mm,
professions also changing. That is more, maybe I came before, I followed some people, and I can't say that I followed, but it was in my mind. It was also my nature. Um,
mm,
but maybe we are a little bit ahead of time. Again, the masses are going to follow the same thing what
mm,
I followed, or some
yeah.
other people before me followed. Uh, Lifelong learning, and at any age you can do anything because of the changes due to the technology.
Mm. Will you say journalism pays? Does it pay? Is it a rewarding profession?
Journalism is a rewarding profession. As I told you, there are two types of journalism.
Mm,
One is if you really want to educate the people with facts, figures, real information, that they can process their mind what is reality going on. Another is the, mainstream journalism, what is going on to run your media business.
mm,
So if you are running your media business, yeah, you will rewarded with maybe money, more salary, or 24 hours you can show your face, you get platforms, or your, all those things, status, you can get status. But about paying, if you say that paying, yes, you will get find some hindrances, obstacles, if you are really doing journalism, what many people are doing. But you can't say it is paying, because it is your heart and mind saying to do that, what is the real thing to do.
mm,
So you can't say you're paying, but you can say that, yes, I'm doing the right thing, so maybe that is my perk, not
mm,
paying. So
mm,
you have to make your mindset like that. Licensing journalist, it depends. It might be misused.
mm,
I would say it might be misused, because as a doctor or lawyer, I can say that even for doctors, license is most important because they're
mm,
paying with the lives of people. But
mm,
journalist is, you are getting everything. One can't, unless one does some surgery, can do the surgery. So it is
mm,
really important. But for journalists, licensing journalism each, sometimes it is important. Sometimes it might be, suppose you are a real journalist, but they will not give you the license, because those who have power in their hand, stakeholders, they might think that you will overtake them. So their
mm,
corruption has a big chance in that case.
mm,
So this concern should be taken into consideration.
mm. How many years have you practiced journalism?
It is about 5 years I am active, 5 to 6 years I'm active more on online, writing, posting, all those things. I have become
Mm,
more active.
mm. If we are to go back into time, 7 years, will you still choose journalism as one of your interests?
Let me tell you one thing. My first preference was journalism when I was doing my masters.
Mm,
So yeah, journalism was always in my head somewhere.
mm. How many more years do you want, if you have the opportunity, how many more years do you want to practice journalism before dropping your pen?
As long as I can, my body permits me, and I have, the pen and paper in my hand, I can hold
Mm.
it. Till then, I would like to do that.
5 to 6 years practice of journalism. Are there any golden memories? Are there any special times or are there any high moments that you want to talk about?
Yeah, high moments. I can say that I said, Reuters gave me the certificate. That also I got, the do a course in Reuters. I didn't apply for that, but
Mm,
somebody sent me. I got that, and so that is rewarding. If you find that online, some people they are supporting you, they are reading organically you. That
mm,
is rewarding because people are appreciating what you are doing. And of course you have to paying that some people they're also, you are also getting some indirect direct attack on that.
mm,
So that's also another side of that. Yes.
mm. Has your job or your work as a journalist ever put your life in danger in the line of duty? Have you been
it
threatened or anything like that?
Let me tell you one thing. Except working for CRI, I never
Mm,
worked as a professional journalism. You can say that I'm a citizen journalist.
yeah.
So, so it is not life threatening, but
Mm,
yes, it has many hurdles to make my life difficult. I have faced many hurdles to make my life difficult. I'll give you one example. 2 years back, I wrote about before the World Tobacco Day. I wrote an article, posted on social networking sites. When I went outside, I thought some people maybe they don't read English, they don't understand, but I faced some fierce, gestures from them. I was a little bit. I'm not a timid person, but it's not like that. Immediately you can't go and fight with others unless you know the reason. So, and they don't understand that. They think people have different, different feelings. So yes, it is not life threatening, but I have faced many hurdles in different ways,
mm.
like bullying, all those things I face because of my
Okay.
writing and my speaking. Yeah.
Okay. You are a published writer with a number of books to your credit on Amazon and the rest. Which of them inspired the other? Is it your love for journalism that inspired you to start writing, or it is your love for writing that made you to come into journalism?
I think journalism and writing, both of they complement each other.
Mm,
Right, when you are journalism also you are creating whatever the words, you are also sometimes you are also playing with words in
mm,
journalism. You have
mm,
to what words, and writing is a extended version of that.
mm,
And coming to what type of writing, yet I have published my two books. I have written one non-fiction, one is fiction. Non-fiction
mm,
is about that book. Yes, it is related to journalism because all these books are 116 days what
mm,
are that dedicated by the United Nations of organization as
mm,
international days. But some days people even don't know. Some
mm,
days they are celebrated as ceremonies. But what is the intention behind these days? If people will understand that, then they will be aware about their own rights and duties. Many
mm,
people they
mm,
don't know that. So that was my intention behind writing this book. So you can say that it is a flair for both writing and journalism.
mm,
Again, coming to my fiction book, that is a
mm,
collection of stories. All
mm,
stories are that is flapping wings. It is
mm,
all about 27 contemporary women.
mm,
So contemporary women, some women, they're inspiring because they're struggling there, to their best to have their self-respect, to even live for themselves. But some women, there are also, they are in true ways, they are very tricky or hypnotic or whatever you can say that. So I try to post all types of characters. You can find
mm,
that when you read that book, you can find that all characters are exist around us. Maybe something inside our us we don't understand that, or sometimes we don't dare to address those things. So
mm,
through stories I also address those things. So you can say that yes, a journalistic and writing mind, it is the assimilation of both.
mm. Now, give us a brief about this, your book, Glimpses of UN Days. It has been translated into Italian and Spanish.
Yes.
What is the core focus of the book or the core theme of the book?
Yes, I did told you before. I told you that this is about 116 days. Suppose
Mm,
it is the education day. Even everybody knows that about March 8th is Women's Day, but there are some other days about Health AIDS Day. All those things.
mm,
Many people they're not aware about that. Only
yes.
a few organizations, WHO, they just celebrate those. But
Mm,
behind dedicating those days, the intention was to making people aware about what is the necessity of those days.
mm,
So suppose like there are some days like people those who have died in war zones, and
mm,
they are family members. There is some day for them, but people don't know even they some days are dedicated for that. When
mm,
people will know about that, aware about that, they will understand that they have some rights, universal rights. They don't understand that they have some universal duties too. But I can't directly go through to the all masses. It is not, you can
mm,
go. So I supposed to mean that at first it should go to the students, because the days students when they write, they are appearing exams or civil service exams, they need to write some essays, articles in their exam papers, and
mm,
these things are related to those things, on contemporary issues or something when they're writing. So when it will, I thought that it is a way through these students, because they might read this, because that is helpful for them in their, people always they if something helps them directly, they go for that.
mm,
Not for knowledge, people don't go for that. So it is directly helping the students. That's why I wrote that, directly it is useful for them. But later it might go to other people, that people those who want to and make themselves aware about what is going on around them, and how they can exercise their own rights and duties.
mm. Let me take your perspective on this topic. There are a number of politicians or politically exposed persons that have set up or own media organizations,
Yes.
political ownership of the media. The world is
Yes.
moving towards, global leaders are working towards achieving democratization for the entire world to ensure that the
Yes.
world is a safe place for all without
Yes.
discrimination, irrespective of background, ethnicity, or whatever.
Yes.
Political ownership of the media, is that a threat? Is there a danger to the globalization and the democratization of the world?
Definitely, for sure. Because why politicians are, they have, they want, they need a, it works, those medias works as spokesperson for them,
Mm,
right? So suppose like whatever their party agenda or their own agenda, it should be propagated through these medias. They use like that, to use like that, they uh, they have their, but they say that there is no legal right that if somebody is politician they can't have a media house. You
mm,
can't say that. Again, in a democracy you can take away their right. So it is
mm,
going again to ethics.
mm,
But mostly when it comes to your political interest, ethics takes a back seat. So definitely it is a threat to democracy. Is it?
Mm, mm. Will you encourage anybody, maybe your child or relative or a mentee, to take journalism as a full-time profession?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Definitely,
Why,
I
why
will.
then didn't you take it as a full-time profession yourself?
I didn't get a chance. The truth is, I
Mm,
didn't get a chance. Even I'm interested to teach journalism. Even if I
mm,
get a chance to teach
mm,
journalism, because
mm,
nowadays the scope has been, varied scopes.
mm,
So I would love to even teach journalism, as I have also passion for teaching. So
mm,
I didn't, as I told you, that I didn't get a chance to do
mm,
full time journalism. If
mm,
I'll get a chance, definitely I'll do that.
mm. Journalism as a profession is suffering a lot of attrition. There are a lot of qualified professionals who keep leaving the field. Some of them
Yeah,
go into public relations, corporate communication. Others just land themselves anywhere there is some sort of opportunity. What do you think is accounting for this high rate of attrition in journalism?
yeah. As I told you before, this same thing, because when people see that, they don't have that liberty to
Mm,
what to do. Maybe sometimes they don't want to do certain things. Maybe that is uh, against their own principles. They have to
mm,
do that. Then third thing is, maybe they face a threat, because to their, as I told you, their livelihood, something they can. If right now, if I want to do independent journalism, I can't get a job.
mm,
So they want to earn money, they have to support their family, they don't
mm,
want to take risk for their own lives or their near and dear ones. So there are
mm,
all reasons that makes them to, to have a flair for, telling something, writing something, having relationship with people, to go to public relation or other jobs, and to, to some extent satisfy their whatever they have, their flair, but at the same time make themselves safe, their life and their, family life safe. That's why they
mm.
are leaving.
Have you practiced journalism in your home country, India, before?
Sorry, I didn't get your
Have you
question.
practiced journalism in your home country, India?
Yes, right now I'm in India only.
Mm,
uh, so right now I'm writing from India. Whatever I'm doing online
mm,
journalism, that is from India only.
mm,
But yeah, in India I didn't work outside, not offline job as I did in China. I never get a chance to do any offline job, but
okay,
this online job I'm doing from India.
okay. How did COVID-19 affect your home country, India?
People are journalism.
Mm. I mean, generally, India as an economy, as a country, how did COVID-19 affect your
it
country?
affected a it affected a lot. It affected a lot. Even some people, they are trying to, now they are just reviving their business. Especially it affected more to small business owners,
Mm,
those
mm,
who are, SMEs, you can say SMEs, your business running through SMEs. So when everything closed, and such a long time, even they
mm,
finished their whatever savings they had, then after the starting, after the COVID, again starting their own business again, they didn't have I don't have the exact figure, but if I'll go outside around me, the shops they were before they closed. Again, some of them are opening, some of they can't open. They're struggling to open, or some of their, somehow they arrange something because now everything has opened. So yes, they struggle a lot. Like personally, I talked with some people. So as I told you that they most, SMEs, they finish their savings, they didn't have capital to
mm,
restart their business. Yeah.
mm. Let me pull the brakes here. Thank you very much for this conversation. I've truly enjoyed this one.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Right. This has been
Thanks
pens
for
down.
having me.
Today, we've traveled all the way to the Asian country called India. And my colleague from India joined me on PENSDOWN. She is Nandini Dash. She is a woman of so many parts, from journalism to lecturing to writing and so many other things. She has given us her thoughts on her journalism journey and also has shared a few perspectives on some issues that affect the media directly. This has been Pens Down. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back next time with another edition, and we'll have another colleague join us where we'll be talking their journalism journey. Bye for now.